Report a shot fired at officers trying to stop the vehicle. We have one officer shot.
We got shots fired. Sounded like an automatic firearm.
Copy, code red, shots fired.
We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the warehouse.
Now it's Shots Fired with your hosts TJ Kirgin, Dynadeath Milberg, and the lovely Krystal Powers.
What is up? We are back. This is Shots Fired. I am not Sig Glock and Colt because he's in Florida again. Kind of feel like he's just giving up on things. That happens. But I am Alex Dynadeath Milberg. I'm here joined back with Justin. It's been a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember the last time you were on.
Probably last summer. No.
Yeah,
about that.
something like that. Summer, fall, it doesn't
When
matter.
TJ disappears into Florida.
Yeah. Usually once, and it doesn't make sense. You'd think he disappeared during the winter. But no. It still goes during the winter, but especially summertime. It's about 1 or 2 weeks a month. He'll vanish to the land of Florida. You'll have that on them bigger jobs. And, of course, we have Krystal, who finally decided to show up for once.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go,
I hear the fans cheering in my own head. That's all I need.
Why have you been absent? Because TJ thinks you broke up with us.
No,
you've met
I was
someone
here
else.
like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't know. It was a hot second.
When he was gone.
Yes. Again, that was not strategically timed.
Right.
Not at all.
And no, I've been working on opening a nutrition store. So that's going to be opening in Warrenton definitely by the beginning of next month.
You got an address?
Yes. Would you like it?
Yes. For anyone listening, and possibly a name.
Yeah, so it's going to be called
help.
Higher Nutrition, and it's going to be at 120 Cool KUHL Street. It's right next to Dollar Tree if you're in Warrenton. And we're just going to be carrying nutrition supplements and Axe and Sledge and...
Which, if you have not had Axe and Sledge, everything from them is amazing, but like that's the best pre-workout I've ever had.
Yeah, I like their Dippin' Dot flavored proteins.
Yeah, they've got Dippin' Dot flavored protein.
I'm a slave to Dippin' Dot flavors.
My pre-workout I use is the blue raspberry icy flavored. It legitimately tastes like blue raspberry ices.
Oh yeah, is that the one when I told you I was opening this shop? You're like, yes. That's
yeah.
What is
because
that's
like. I'll just go to your place to get my refill.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So when are you hoping on opening?
We're hoping to opening.
That actually makes sense.
We're hoping to open on June 1st. We might be open a little bit before then. We're pretty much done. We just have to get our signs done.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited. We're going to have nutrition, like protein and pre-workout and BCAAs and vitamins and CBD gummies and CBD pain cream and sleep gummies and all that good stuff.
All the things.
Yeah. So that's what I've been busy with. Yeah.
Okay, that's an acceptable-ish excuse, I guess.
I'm glad
we'll
I
let
qualified.
it pass for this one. We'll let it pass.
What have you guys been up to?
I don't know, but I feel like watching the news, I should probably brush up on my Spanish.
Oh, you mean all of the new friends we're getting?
Yeah, it's already after the fact for everybody listening because it's a Saturday. So, hola and como está? That's about the extent of my Spanish. Yes. As we should probably all start speaking Spanish because we're recording this Thursday afternoon, so in 8 hours, sometime this evening, is when Title 42 ends, and I'm hearing there's just under 1 million, about 810,000 migrants waiting to cross into the U.S.
And Title 42 was the COVID policy stating that there was...
Yeah.
They couldn't come in across the border, basically.
Yeah. And now that ends, so... And I mean, I don't have a problem if people want to go through the legal process and become an American citizen.
Right.
I do firmly believe that process needs to be like any government system. Needs to be fixed because it sucks and it takes years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm absolutely not against when people from other countries who are stuck living in a country that sucks coming over here. Granted, right now it's a little bit better, but not all that much better here with the current administration.
You know what's crazy? Even with all the things that are sucking lately, it's still better.
It is.
Like I have a friend who emigrated from Canada, and she gets in vehement discussions about the healthcare system because she's seen some really horrible. Everybody's like, "Oh, socialized." I know this isn't what we were supposed to talk.
Canada's like the epitome of perfection of socialized healthcare.
She's seen some people
not that great.
Die because they didn't get to see a specialist because of the way that their system's structured. And you think like, "Oh yeah, it's free. It's so wonderful." Well, actually, not when you consider if you have a specialty illness or like cancer or something, you go on the wait list like everybody else. And if you're unfamiliar with how the VA system works, it's like if you combined the hospital with the DMV, and if you're sick or whatever, you just wait your turn.
Yep.
And there's
hope you don't die in the line.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, I've waited 9 hours to get seen at the emergency room and finally said never mind and just left. If that gives anybody an idea of what they could look forward to on some sort of government-ran healthcare system.
Do you mind sharing why you were at the ER?
I have real back, like 9 or 10 crushed discs in my back.
Yeah.
And something was going on during the time where it was so bad, like the pain was excruciating. I could hardly sleep. When I'd wake up, it'd take me like 30 or 45 minutes to get feeling back in my legs to where I could actually get out of bed and walk.
Gnarly.
So it was starting to mess up my school schedule because I couldn't get out of bed to get to school in time because I couldn't walk. Yeah.
Yeah. And
one of the times it was really bad, and it was like 7 or 9 hours I waited in the emergency room. There wasn't even that many people there. It was pretty empty. And finally, because it's John Cochran and it's not in the greatest of areas, and I'm there with my wife at 10 o'clock at night, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably just going to bounce. I really don't want to be here this late. And a good thing, too, because I had to get gas down there because I was an idiot and didn't time it better because I was hurting too bad to think straight. And, was told I probably shouldn't be down there and was about to get rolled up. Would have been a bad day for whoever tried that, but yeah, that was a fun experience. So that's what you get to look forward to with government healthcare.
So do you guys think that with the incoming, just this influx of migrants, we'll call them, do you think they're going to stay in Texas, or do you think they're going to like travel all over?
Both.
You mentioned the gas station scenario, like, shouldn't be in this area.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think it's going to be like that just in all the border towns of Texas? Is it like that already? I don't know. I haven't been down there.
From what I've talked to from some of the people, yeah, and parts of it, yeah. If you're right on the border town, like yesterday, I cannot remember where, but there's a part of Texas that borders Mexico that has a bridge between the two. And there was a massive gunfight for a bit on the bridge.
Wow.
I mean, it's there's parts of Phoenix that are sketchy. There's definitely parts of Arizona. You weren't that far from San Diego.
Yeah, I don't know. When I lived in LA in Orange County, it was still like a 3 or 4 hour drive to the border.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Don't get me wrong, there were a lot of Hispanic people who lived there, and like I learned a lot of Spanish.
Oh, sure.
Just because of that. But I don't know. I feel like my mindset or my viewpoint with the people who lived there who spoke Spanish, they were all really hard workers. Yeah. Like they were respectful, they were family oriented.
There's a bunch that are. I don't have an issue with that.
I don't get that vibe from the people who are waiting at the border right now, but
no, and like weird
that's just
stuff.
A generalization.
Like I noticed some of them are wearing higher end brand name clothing.
Yeah.
They all seemingly have cell phones.
Yeah.
And there was a news article done yesterday on them where they were videoing them Grubhubbing and door dashing.
Okay, that's so expensive.
Yeah, like you can't be that
desperate.
How are things that bad and that desperate for you, and you're in that bad of a position that you're about to cross into a new country, but you're able to door dash food to your location?
So is it still George Soros who's funding all these people?
I've heard that. I mean, who knows? I don't even know anymore. I don't think, everybody loves to paint George Soros in this big bad picture. And while I'm not doubting that at all.
His origins are pretty...
The dude's nefarious from like day one. Like right off the bat, not a good guy. So I'm not advocating that he's not that bad. But I think too much stuff gets blamed on him. Let's not give him the credit for everything. Some of it just stuff sucks in general right now. We have enough idiots in charge who are scumbags and bought off by foreign governments.
Yeah.
Do we even need George Soros to be the evil villain at this point in time? Or do we have enough in the White House and the Senate and the House? That's my opinion. We have enough evil in our government. We don't even need George Soros to do it because our own government's doing a good enough job for him.
Yeah.
He's still a scumbag, though, and how I think that dude's like pure evil is what's still keeping him alive. Because isn't he like 95 years old or something?
He's definitly in his 90s.
He looks like he died 10 or 15 years ago.
Oh, can
He
we
really
talk about
does, like,
conspiracy theories? No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
Yes, but not on
AI
this one.
keeping him
I've got-
alive.
Well, so his son is on the what's it called? Oh shoot, the not the Economic Forum, the young.
The World Health?
No, it's some young leaders thing.
Young
that, like,
Jeezy.
Dan Crenshaw is also in it.
Shocking.
And there's a female Republican, I believe. Oh shoot, I can't remember her name. She is also in there with George Soros's son.
Not shocking.
Help me
at
out,
all.
people. What's this called? The young youth. Yep. Nope. Okay.
Hitler's Youth.
Yeah.
Same thing, basically.
Let's
we'll
go with
we'll
that.
try to remember this after the break while we continue to depress everyone by talking about how left wing, right wing still connected to the same burn. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Question, Crystal.
Answer.
Why does your Iceland pure spring water look like pee?
Okay. That's
I'm
because
hoping you didn't get it that way.
No, it's not. It doesn't look like pee. It has an orange tint to it. It's not a yellow tint.
That's yellow.
It's yellowish. Okay. It's
It
no.
looks like
I
if
add
somebody's really dehydrated.
no. I add like those little hydration packs to my water. Potassium, magnesium, sodium.
I need to start messing with those. Like
You really
because I drink
should.
too much just water by itself.
Yeah. I've been reading some really interesting things about how
How's that
you can
liquid
drink.
IV?
It's good. I don't know. I tried all of them. I don't know if it's pronounced element or LMNT. It's just like the letters.
Yeah.
I tried Liquid IV. I tried something called like Go Kick. They had it at Dollar Tree. That was actually really good. And then there's one other one that's super popular. It's like something salt. Yeah, anyway, they're all pretty comparable and they're all really expensive, which I think is super gay. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of lame that like you're gonna pay out
It's like
the butt
almost
to be
$20
hydrated.
for a pack of like 6 little things. And, you know, if you drink more than they say like one pack goes into a thing of water that's like 16 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
This is 50 ounces. So I usually put 2 packs in there. But like I'm supposed to have a gallon a day. So that's like 2.5
That
of
adds up
these.
quick.
Yeah.
Costco's got like a big pack of them over there.
Of what?
The liquid or the liquid IV packets.
Yeah.
They've got it's like a I don't know, like a 20 or 30 pack or something like that for like $35, I think.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's
I
not
just
bad.
didn't like those because those had sugar in them. Not that, you know, fake sugar's any better, but for those
true.
in the counting calorie train, of which I'm trying to get back into, which is
Yeah.
clearly why this is sugar-free. It is not.
And there's corn syrup in there.
In here?
Yeah.
In my Red Bull?
Yeah.
That's okay. You know why? Because I allow myself, every once in a while, I say, F it, and this is for we'll just go with mental health because that's a trendy thing to say. It makes me feel good. And if it makes you feel good and it's not like drugs, you know, I think that's a good thing.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. For me, that's brownies.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But do you go nuts with it?
Define go nuts with it.
Do you eat so many that you regret it?
Well, it's any amount usually, but no.
What?
No, typically I have like a normal portion amount, but like recently we found this brownie mix that's brownies, part brownie, part peanut butter brownie.
Ew.
What do you mean?
Peanut butter and chocolate do not belong together, and I will die on that hill.
What?
Yep. Sue me.
I don't think we can have you on this show anymore.
All right,
What
fine.
is wrong with you?
Peanut butter and chocolate need to go die in a fire.
So you don't like Reese's?
No.
I've
They're rude.
never met such a person.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say right now. We just lost all our listeners. People are like, this is unbelievable.
Well, I was scarred because my mother loved it, but she never let me have it, and so I just probably subconsciously. Yeah, no. So
Wow.
like, my mom would she'd have like special things in the fridge and she'd put her name on them and I wasn't allowed to have them. And one of those things was peanut butter chocolate ice cream. And so I think I just told myself, you know what? I don't even want it. Don't care. Don't even like it.
So have you tried it since then?
Well, yeah.
And you
It's just, I don't like hate it. It's just like,
You haven't had, you don't like Reese's?
not terribly.
Wow. Okay, for all the normal people listening, it's amazing. The combination of chocolate brownie and peanut butter brownie is awesome.
Sounds gross.
I don't even know what to do. Like, do we even go on at this point? How do we go on at this point? That's like telling us you don't like firearms.
Oh no, I love firearms. I actually got in an argument with some people over this topic. Women, actually.
Or peanut butter or firearms?
Firearms. No, most women I know love peanut butter.
Slippery slope.
Peanut butter and chocolate.
That's what she said. It took you a second there, bud.
Trying to ignore it.
It's real derp.
That video's, I gotta get that uploaded.
Oh, good times. Hey, while you're listening to this, before we dive into something else or just keep pulling random stuff out of our butt, even though the Silkies Ruck is going on right now, it's still not too late. You can swing by the rest of the day. The
Good over there?
Yeah, no, I just had a stroke. It's cool. The Tactical SHT store in St. Peter's, 4110 North Service Road. Feel free to donate all day. All proceeds and money raised are going to the Freedom 13 Foundation, ran by Jared Schmitz's father, Mark Schmitz. Jared was the one who was killed in Kabul during the withdrawal. We're supporting his dad's organization. That's who we're doing this ruck for this year. So either jump in somewhere, I'm assuming probably this is airing at 11, probably somewhere headed towards, going west, headed towards Main Street, St. Peter's. Probably around this time, I'd say is fair. Yeah. So meet everybody up at the field box in St. Peter's, or come by the store, get some food, get some drink tickets, and buy some raffle tickets. Maybe make a sizable donation to the Freedom 13 Foundation to help raise money for their organization, and enjoy a bunch of veterans and patriotic Americans in booty shorts and T-shirts and plate carriers and backpacks. So.
It's rain or shine, so I mean, even if it's storms, we're still getting out there.
If it ain't raining, we ain't training. So, years ago, we saw this with a different organization called the Reverend Warriors Foundation, and actually, similar to now, TJ was shocking out of town in Florida. So we decided TJ can't stop us if he's not in this state.
I like where this is going.
So we saw these guys called the Reverend Warriors who did this mental health PTSD march, basically, to raise, at first it was to raise awareness for veteran suicide. Mm-hmm. And they got, it was basically bar hopping in silkies. It was like 200 dudes in their silkies, which you've been around Marines enough to know what silkies are.
Really sad I didn't know about it at the time.
They did them in Oceanside too. Really? Yeah.
That's funny.
So, did this event and basically bar hopped in silkies and plate carriers and rucks and stuff. So we decided, hey, let's throw one together here. We're in Main Street, St. Charles. There's a bunch of bars down here. It's a pretty patriotic area. Let's do it down here. Well, it kind of morphed into things, and at first it's like, oh, cool, we got like 10 people going. We'll get like 20, 30 people. It'll be fun. And then we kind of forgot about it, and a week or two went by, and I'm like, I'm going to check and see how this is going. And all of a sudden, it's like 200 people are going.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, oh, no, we need to call TJ. So I called him like, hey, so I came up with this event while you're gone.
And it was so wildly popular and freaking out.
Yeah, and there's like, so by the time the event happened, like almost 400 people showed up.
Holy.
And we made a death march. Like, this was a horrible idea. I cannot believe it worked out as well as it did. People pre-gamed. We made the route, and at the time it was for the 22 a day, so it was like, I don't remember how we did the math. We can't really math. But basically, wear 48 pounds or more of gear.
Okay.
And it was 14 miles.
Okay.
In August.
Oh.
In Missouri. From...
Wait, so you're just... marching down the sidewalk? Or okay, did you have like destinations like bars?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yeah, we had multiple stops. We didn't do any permits. We didn't do any traffic stuff. We're like, we'll just figure it out. Who's going to stop us? There's 400 of us.
Fair.
This Silky's Ruck could turn into a riot with just a few motivational speeches. So we'll talk more about how we almost rioted and burned down a city right after this break.
Bad boys, watching you. The chuck it
So talking about the Silky's Ruck and kind of the origin, and then I'll let you dive more into the Silky's Ruck this year, even though it's already happening. There's still time for people to show up. So,
For all you know, we could be dead by now.
whoa. Wow, that went morbid and dark really quick. Thanks for that, bud. I'll be sure to bring you back to more of these. So, on a lighter note.
I lived through a landmine. We're good, dude.
True story. We had all these people show up. Like, it was more than we expected. It was overwhelming.
Wait, when was this? Like last year?
No, this was 2015, 16,
Do you guys
15.
do you do this every year or no?
It's broken up a bit since COVID, and honestly, people's patriotism has died off.
Huh.
It's not like it used
Trying
to
to
be.
get it back this year.
Yeah.
Trying to. It's difficult. Mostly because before it was just me and like one other person somewhat helping to put this event together.
All it
Kinda
takes
sounds
is
like this year.
all it takes is one person. You can change the world. I believe in you.
Hey, I told you, my hands are clean of this.
He's like, yeah, go ahead, have fun.
You wanted
got
it. You got it.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. No,
So-
we're gonna rock it. We're gonna make it happen.
And the first one, we didn't do anything. And then we decided to talk to some bars, and I think they underestimated how many people were going to show up because we didn't know.
Well, yeah. What bar owner wouldn't want a bunch of prior servicemen
Oh, yeah.
showing up? Like, hey, there's your month's rent right there.
I'll get to that, but there are some funny parts to
I'm
this.
sure.
So this route sucked, by the way. I'm an idiot for this. We were on North Main Street by Telania's and the Art Foundry. So, like, the far back end of Main Street. We rucked all the way down Main Street, all the way down to the Family Arena. I have no idea what that street is, but the Family Arena, there's that light, and you can make a right if you're coming from Main Street, St. Charles, and go uphill. Massive hills the entire way.
Well, you got to keep it authentic, you know.
Yeah. And then we went up to Hot Shots Bar and Grill, and then at
Nice.
the time it was Tilted Kilt. I don't even know what it is anymore, but it was Tilted Kilt
love
at
it.
the time. Hot Shots, they didn't pass the word on anybody. We were pretty upset with that. They were supposed to do some stuff for us. Nothing happened. So after like 5 minutes, we're like, hey, screw this. Let's go to Tilted Kilt. Tilted Kilt had like people waiting for us.
Wow.
The poor people eating lunch who had no clue. Like, there's all these couples and like little old ladies eating their lunch, and all of a sudden here comes, like, in the smallest silkies imaginable, and that's it, plate carriers, gas masks.
Okay, you say poor little old ladies. Let's not pretend like they didn't love it.
They were a little confused. Like, all of a sudden, here's these half-naked, sweaty dudes and girls all over the place, completely hammered, drunk. Like, somehow, all of a sudden, 5 people from our group, including one of our employees, are behind the bar pouring drinks, and the manager's having fun with it. Like, legitimately, one of our guys started pouring and handing out drinks to people,
Oh my
and the
gosh.
manager's taking pictures. So I'm like, you're going to get kicked out. I'm like, I'm the manager. Never mind. And they partied it up for about 45 minutes. We got some amazing photos of the entire group together in front of Tilted Kilt with like people running with giant American flags.
That sounds like a good time.
Everyone's multiple drinks deep at this time. And then we head back all the way up to Highway 70, down the service road, down by the casino, and all the way back down Main Street to the shop. And then had an after party at like 5 different bars on Main Street till like 7 o'clock that night.
So this is happening again.
Yeah. So
This
this
weekend.
time we're in St. Peter's. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this, but I don't really care. St. Peter's has not been as easy to deal with as St. Charles. We missed doing it in St. Charles. St. Charles was great. They were fantastic to work with. They wanted to help. St. Peter's is a pain in the ass and doesn't really care about helping out at all.
The last two people that I talked to were definitely willing to help out with it.
Yeah,
So,
we've got some who are, but compared
from
to
the
St.
start,
Charles,
it was a pain.
St. Charles was wonderful. Basically, as long as it wasn't going to cost them money and we didn't destroy anything, they didn't care what we did.
All right.
We had to clear it with Department of Transportation and Highway Patrol on like one certain road because it was a state road. And it was as long as you're not on the road, you're fine.
So if you are listening and wanted to join, is it too late?
No. This is airing at 11. If you're listening to the one at 8 o'clock tonight, yes, you're too late. If you're listening to the one at 11, you can probably still catch up with the guys. They're probably a mile or two away from...
where does it start? What time?
It starts, well, in the past, but in the future. That's where it gets trippy.
Okay.
Saturday morning, which is today, which we're actually recording this on Thursday, so it's not, but it is.
Oh, God, your dog scared the out of me.
At 9. Get there at 9, which is already passed, so you can't. Step off at 10, which you can't because that's already happened as well, even though it hasn't. Boom. I feel like Bill and Ted. It's 11 o'clock, give or take by a few minutes. Meet them up at the field box in Main Street, St. Peter's. Not St. Charles, St. Peter's.
Okay.
You can pick up with them there and march back to the shop. You can hang out with everybody there.
And what do you have to wear? And do you have to be prior enlisted?
You don't have to wear silkies. We don't care if you're a civilian. If you just want to be patriotic and support. We do this. So it started out the events where the first one or two we did was to raise awareness of veteran suicide. And then it kind of transformed because honestly, I got sick of hearing about it because I lost so many friends. I got sick of focusing on veteran suicide. So instead, I looked at the root issue. And for a lot of people, not everybody, the root issue is losing friends. So instead of being depressed and moping, have a big party and celebrate their lives, celebrate their sacrifice and what they did, and have a big, giant party in their honor. Would carry a little bit of weight, a little bit of pain to kind of remember those who aren't with us and just celebrate and come together as a community.
Cool.
And it's been a pretty awesome event. The last two turnout's just not been great, sadly, since Iraq and Afghanistan ended. People just, it's kind of lost from everybody's mind.
Do you have to register before you go?
You do have to sign a waiver. So swing by the shop if you're still wanting to jump in, fill out a waiver. If not, you don't have to just hang out at the parking lot or inside the shop for when they get back. Because they'll do probably 30 or 45 minutes down at Field Box and then head back probably around between 2:30 and 3:30, I'd say. They'll be back here at the shop.
3.3 miles down, 3.3 miles back. So
that 3.3 back is a little slow because it's also uphill.
And what if
they'll probably be a little bit
drunk,
thirsty at that.
Yeah.
So.
What if you want to show your support, but you don't want to wear itty bitty shorts and get
you don't
drunk?
have to. That's just that came from the tradition of just me and the original guy who ran the first one were both Marine Corps. That's what we were issued for PT gear was silkies. So that kind of became the thing, was to wear silkies.
Yeah,
basically an excuse to wear embarrassingly awkward
No. If you go,
shorts.
you have to wear silkies. I'm just saying, what if people are like, oh, I don't know, 80, but want to support the cause, but they don't want to.
Service Road, and we got raffle items up there. We're doing 50-50.
We're going to take donations too.
Well.
Just make a straight donation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checks, cash, wampum, gold. Wampum. You never know. I had somebody try to pay for an optic the other day in silver, so wampum's not off the table.
True.
Won't take yen.
Yet.
Sorry, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I appreciate
Bitcoin, I'm unsure of. I'll get back to you on that.
I have to check
them
over there.
Roofies or rupees?
Oh,
okay, big difference between the two. I was going to say.
No.
Not taking payment on that.
Not Dixon.
I'm just in my head thinking, why don't they call them flories, man? That's where you end up with floor.
True.
So, what else do we have to talk about? There's a lot going on right now. Not really any of the good.
St. Charles, or the Hot Shots, not being that great before, they actually did hook us up with some donations this year. So
I think it was just poor communication.
I think the communication thing was an issue, but the management over there, they were awesome. They hooked us up with some donations.
Yeah, who all's donated? Give some shout outs to local businesses.
Yeah, right now we've got Home Depot from over there on Cave Springs donated some stuff. Let's see here. Hot Shots did. There's a couple of car washes that donated. I'm still waiting for those to come in. They're supposed to be there today. Well, I guess yesterday if we're listening to it right now. Yeah, you got me all confused.
I know.
Who else we got going on there? We got Gateway Gun Club donated a year membership.
That's
and
cool.
We got, Patricia's donated stuff too. That's kind of a weird bag full of stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be. Yeah, we can't even discuss that one on the show, but
Just if you want to see
it's
it, go and
interesting.
buy it. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
Who else? And there's a whole bunch of stuff sitting up there. There's
Couple private donations.
private donations. Some
We pitched in-
anonymous people. We got a bunch of stuff.
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms package. It's a AFT patch, a bottle of George Dickel, some cigars, and some ammunition.
That's
It's
cool.
a straight party right
in
there.
an ammo crate.
Yeah, in a wooden ammo crate. It looks awesome.
Oh, and a set of coasters. They're in there too.
Yeah, and a set of coasters.
What?
So there's some pretty
I'm-
good raffle items
I'm
this year.
tempted.
And again, just for the purposes of who the money is supporting.
Right.
We couldn't have thought, we pick different organizations every year. That one was close to all of us because we all very much remember that and couldn't pick a better organization to give to.
Mark Schmitz will actually be there as well.
Yes.
He'll have his Barley and Vine drink truck there.
Yep.
They'll be donating everything as well. So, I mean, if you want to meet the guy and talk to him, he'll be there. Great guy. The fact that he came up with this organization to honor the 13 that fell, I mean, it's amazing. Like, Veterans Retreats basically is what's happening with it across country. He's trying to get it. We got one location in Missouri. They got some in was it Nevada? I think he was talking about.
Yeah.
Just being able to get veterans away and get them to basically reset, refit, get their mental health back together, and then get back out in the world. And he's trying to do all that. So
Yeah, it's kind of weird. We're getting to a point, though. A lot of the military getting out are guys who never went and did a combat tour, which for our generation, that's literally like statistically impossible. Thinking of like if you were in the military 2002 to like what would you say 2015, the chances of you not having done a combat deployment were like nil. Like that was unheard of. Like when I was in, for someone to get out during my generation and they didn't do a combat, at least one combat tour, was like, how did you manage to not do at least one? Usually you're doing multiple. Like, I felt like a turd because I only did 2.
I mean, I got 2.5. The third one got cut short. So
Much like your foot.
hey, it's still there. It's just rearranged.
I was honestly kind of bummed. I'm not going to lie. I was a little disappointed when you took your shoe off. I was expecting something really gnarly. I'm like, oh,
It's gotten better over the 6 surgeries.
It looks like the bride or the girl from Nightmare Before Christmas is all kind of just stitched together.
Sally.
Like, still works, like, still resembles a normal girl, but just a lot of strategic stitchery.
I'm glad you hear that. It's good.
You'll have that on the bigger jobs. I'm sorry, I'm deaf. As we are also deaf. Have you heard the story of what happened?
No, I'm deaf.
Well played, sir.
Touche,
Well played.
salesman. That was great.
Well, after
no,
this break,
no, I
it's been a
haven't.
minute.
I wanna hear
We'll
it.
have to have you tell Krystal the story and fill the listeners in since it's been a minute. It's a good time. Good time. Only like vet to vet can you have that kind of morbid humor and it's okay. Like anybody else gets punched in the face typically.
Dude, even that, were you there that day? We had a refueler kid that was in the Air Force that came in. He's like, man, MPs, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I look over at Tevin and I'm like, really? I was like, pretty sure I've done more as an MP than you've probably done in what? He's like, well, I'm in the reserves. Yeah, okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I still hate MPs.
I do too. I mean, trust me. You get the,
No, who I hate more than MPs, though?
I learned that everybody hates MPs.
NCIS.
Wait, why NCIS?
We'll talk about that right after this break.
What you gonna do?
So NCIS investigates war crimes.
Mm-hmm.
We are under investigation like every week. It just got really annoying having to explain every single thing we did all the time because of accused war crimes regularly.
you're a Marine, though, and you had to actually read and understand the Geneva
See, that's why I can't be held liable. I can't read.
That's what I'm
Everybody
saying.
knows that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this guy's got, like, I don't know, what, four bachelor's degrees over
I
here.
don't know
So,
what you're
yeah.
talking about. No. If they wanted us to know, they should have drawn pictures and crayons.
I
mean,
do agree.
if the AT4 can have drawings on how to use it on the side, why can't War Crimes? Why didn't they do a War Crime no-do picture book? Don't do this.
Claymore says
do this.
Face towards enemy. I mean,
How stupid like if you're that dumb you can't figure that out, you probably shouldn't be playing with explosives.
Everything's been labeled that way for a reason. So you're telling me some poor SOB had it pointed the wrong way and clacked it off?
Probably. Honestly, though, after being in the military, I can immediately come up with 4 names of people who would do that if it didn't have directions. So never mind. We had a saw gunner who had been in the military since I was like a child, like 1998 was our saw gunner, and loaded his belt upside down.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like first 6 months of being in knowledge.
Brass to the grass, come on.
Yeah, and this dude was like at 14 years.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it made my brain hurt. So, your story, Justin. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. What would you like to know?
She didn't get the landmine reference.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's why.
2011, I was deployed as a dog handler, Afghanistan, and we were out on patrol, decided to sweep the top of a mountain for a sniper and spotter setup, and it was a prior spot where they had been. They were overwatching a mosque that they were basically taking pop shots from the mosque and setting IEDs right outside it. So they just set up Overwatch to make sure no one could do that. Well, when they left, when the Overwatch guys left, they started hitting IEDs again. So like, okay, they know you're there. They know everyone's up there. Went up, did a sweep. Long story short, my explosive dog found a probably 100+ pound HME homemade explosive IED about 20 feet in front of me, and I turned to tell the 2 guys behind me, hey, I got something, and as I stepped down, I stepped on a landmine. So about 2 to 3 ounces of explosives in there. So, I mean, you got like I don't know, it'd be like trying to smell a French fry from McDonald's with a Lone Star or a Texas Roadhouse blowing right at you. I mean, the dog completely missed it because of that. And, so stepped on a landmine, and it was a fun experience from that point. Radio failure,
It's because the radio always fails when you need it.
Regular Army medevac was like, no, you guys can go ahead and Casevac down the Casevac down the mountain.
Yeah, how is that supposed to work?
And then we'll fly in and get you. I'm like, wait a second, you want us to Casevac down the mountain and then you're going to fly out? I'm like, dude, if we don't take the exact same route, someone else is going to get hurt. So after arguing with them for a few minutes, another call sign came on, and they're like, yeah, we'll be out. Long story short, there was the PJs, Pararescue from the Air Force. There's some bad dudes on that night.
That is one group in the Air Force I won't make fun of.
They were asking like, hey, is it a hot LZ? We're like, no, you're good right now. And like, you could tell the disappointment in their voice. They weren't flying on hot LZ. Like, man, we're gonna light some stuff up too. Like, but no, they got in there. They got me out of there. Got me to CAF where I was like #me too, I guess. I got violated in there. It was a very cold operating room, and they're like, yeah, you're gonna feel some pressure down your spine. And the next thing you know, yeah, definitely got violated on that one. It was pretty fun.
You'll have that on
the Canadian surgeon that was in there. Probably wanted to smoke a cigarette after that with me, so it was kind of weird. But
I'm scared to ask what all this means, but I'm going to make assumptions.
Whenever you're getting a severe like explosion or like trauma like that, they check everything, spine and everything like that, and definitely had to check like interior of what's the rated version of what to say it? Your
No, I'm picking up what you're putting
posterior?
down. But I'm sorry, I don't understand why they have to do that.
Yeah, I've never heard of them doing that, bro.
You guys just did that for fun and embarrassed, though. You guys got drunk and did that for fun.
No.
I'm just saying, in my very brief EMT training, I don't recall.
Well, that's not EMT level. That's surgeon level.
Yeah, but what is the?
You find out all these later. He just told you that.
I
went through EMT as well.
I wish we could take Collins right now. There's somebody somewhere listening who has had some, maybe not licensed, surgical experience who can explain why the...
I mean, at least he was Canadian, so he's probably really polite about it. Like,
It was
really sorry I have to do this.
It was a small finger, so we're good.
Okay. Yeah. You'll have that on them smaller jobs.
Okay. So what actually happened to you? Stepped on a landmine, and what happened?
Went boom.
Did your leg blow off?
No. So I remember taking a couple steps just because I could before I kind of adrenaline kicked in and everything and the shock and all that. They told me I took 10 steps and then I fell over, but blew the I got pictures on my phone somewhere. Blew the bottom of my shoe open.
That's pretty gnarly.
Split the bottom of my foot around my toes, split it open, and then shattered everything inside my foot and my ankle.
Oh, crazy!
So
and you can walk now. That's crazy.
Yeah, some days. I mean, sometimes
you can definitely tell when you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Especially if the weather turns or winter time. I noticed it was it was not good for you.
Probably even just after sitting down. If I'm on my feet all day, I'm fine. But if I sit down, when we leave here, I'll stand up and I'll probably be limping around. So
yeah.
If you see someone limping at the Ruck, I guess that'd be today technically. It's probably me. So.
Yeah. Wow, considering the complexity of the foot with how many bones it has and the muscles in their layers.
They did a fantastic job.
That's incredible.
It was pretty impressive.
Kind of looks like a Frankenfoot, like you said. But
yeah. Everybody thinks if you step on a landmine, you're blown into a bajillion pieces. And again, there's multiple mines.
Had
it
it
depends
been
on
anti-tank mine, then there'd be nothing left. But,
anti-personnel. And I think the whole point of anti-personnel is actually to wound you.
Yeah. Well, there were 3 or 4 other service members that got medevaced around the same time. We were in Bagram together. That did step on an anti-personnel mine and did lose part of their foot, if not part of their leg. So it was humbling, if I guess if that's the way to say it, knowing that I still have my foot. It definitely didn't believe it though. Laying there on the ground, I'm I couldn't see it and everything because I had ammo and everything on my chest. I'm bro, just tell me my foot's gone. They're bro, you got your foot. I'm no, just tell me the truth. I don't have my foot. I'm you put a tourniquet on it. They're you've got your foot. I'm yeah, whatever, just whatever. Get in the helicopter and they're hey, we're gonna take a look at your foot. I'm I can see my toes. I was bro, I'm I got my foot. They're I freaking told you, man. I'm dude, all right, my bad. I was I got my foot, I guess. I'm all right. And I will say the fentanyl lollipops they give you definitely helps if you they tell you not to suck on them because it'll get you kind of high at that point. Mm-hmm. Definitely numbs the pain. It was pretty bad.
Wow.
I would assume that hurt pretty good.
Yeah.
Good times though.
I'd do it again. It's all good.
I
miss those days.
It was just a foot.
You got another one.
Yeah, you got two.
If I can go do the other one,
No, for all things considered, though, that's not bad. Any explosion you can walk away from or limp away from is a pretty good one.
True.
I was lucky that what I had was a 120 millimeter mortar, and nothing managed to hit me. I have no idea how. It blew me on my butt.
Wow.
And I found a piece of steel embedded in the wall behind me. There was a razor sharp blade of steel the size of your arm. Zipped right past me.
Did you feel like Neo?
No, I don't remember anything. I remember running because I heard the round coming in. Because you can kind of gauge how close a round's going to listen
skinny, by the way.
by the noise. And this one sounded like someone threw a freight train at me. And I remember getting up to run. I remember making it about 3 giant runs. And then woke up on the ground.
Huh.
Just the 70 meters or 120 millimeters kill radius. And I was 45 or 50 meters away when it blew up and it hit the hospital. We had our base had a hospital on part of the FOB. It was kind of a weird base. Huh. It's like an Olympic athletic center that had a hospital in it. But the hospital was still in use, even though it was still part of the base. And they hit the back of the hospital. And that's some of the steel that had blown by was part of the hospital. And the rooftop thought I was dead at first, and then I just jumped up.
That was your guardian angel slapping you in the face.
He did not like me at that point. I had another time there was a sniper. I was trying to get a fix on the dude, and I'm in booty shorts and flip-flops and a helmet trying to take this dude out.
Take note, he said booty shorts, not silkies.
Yeah, no, dude. I went out of my way to be obnoxious with it. We had the BP Chapultepec tanning team, and we'd all pull our silkies like thongs and lay out, and we knew when to flip by when our mortar attack was.
Wow.
We timed it perfect. It's oh, incoming, time to flip. Came back looking bronze. It was awesome. Couldn't hear. Didn't like explosives, but I was dark.
Still love explosives.
That's it for today. If we're still on the radio after this, take it easy, guys. We will see you next time. Coming to the Ruck. Still popping. Donate.